I'm going to start recording now just so that I don't forget. Okay. So I want to be super sensitive. I'm getting a bit of an echo or feedback. If I could just for the moment have you mute, and then hopefully that'll cut that down. Okay. And then please, I want you guys to, this is super relaxed. Okay. I really just wanted us to come together so that we can talk about the ambassador program. Thank you again for your interest. My name is Tara. I'm over the community forum that we just recently launched in April. And so we are now in our kind of full launch mode now that the school year has started back. I have with me my colleague in the ambassador program is actually his brainchild. And so I'm really happy to have the community support this effort around the ambassador program. Thank you again for putting in chat what district you represent and where it is located. Again, I'm in California along with my colleague Ruben. We are out of our America's Office of ViewSonic in Berea. So without further ado, I want to be sensitive to time, and I see Jason has just joined. Good afternoon and happy Friday, Jason. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Ruben, did you want to introduce yourself, or do you want us to keep moving? I don't want to ignore your.
No. Hi, everyone. Sorry, getting myself adjusted here. Happy Friday. Good to see you all. And like what Tara just mentioned, super relaxed, TGIF,
Yes.
and excited for the interest, quite honestly. And anytime a program like this gets up and running, we want to make sure that we answer any questions that you may all have. And at the end of the day, I just like to reward. So whenever I see good work happening, I just want to contribute to that. So everything that Tara just mentioned just now is what we're going to dive into in just a short moment. But I'm here to support. And so for those that don't know me or just want to know my title and all that good stuff, I handle all the marketing here for ViewSonic North America for the education team. So if you've got questions and things of that nature that we did not answer or cover, I'll put it on the chat for people to reference. But other than that, I'm going to give it away to Tara, and I'm here for support. So I'll be in the background.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Ruben.
Excellent. Thank you.
Okay, so you all know that you all see my screen, yes? Perfect. Okay, so this is where we all kind of started, the place you landed, and you were able to sign up here. And so, our goal be with this ambassador program is to really harness the skill set that you all bring to the table by ensuring that, like Ruben said, we're able to reward and support you further as you begin to build your brand within your district and help us within the community with our ViewSonic ecosystem. And so what the reward system looks like is what's spelled out here on this page. So I just kind of want to go through each of those and give you all an opportunity to ask any questions. And then also, please stop me along the way if questions, comments, whatever. I intentionally didn't give you guys do kind of that round robin with sharing out where more details about yourself and what brought you. I want to do that at the end, but again, I want to be super sensitive to time as well. So this is what our tiered reward system looks like, and what you'll see here is we want to reward you for how your level of involvement. Okay, and so here you all have um, said that you have an interest here. And so we want you to make sure that you are a part of our community, our educational forum. And are you all aware of our community? Yes, yes, perfect. Okay. And so on that community, and certainly if time permits, I'm gonna take us there as well. But what we'd like you to do is be able to show a presence on the community. And by doing that, and some of you have already done that, which is awesome. So we want to thank you for that. But posting could be something as simple as commenting or or if you have a question, our community has become a support channel for questions that come up. Around either our software or hardware. So, posting about that, because what we want to do is we want to really epitomize what community represents. And that means that we're coming together to help one another out. And so, please be creative as far as posting is concerned. We don't want to limit them just to, reacting, but also, like I said, if you have specific questions or if you have anything that happened within the classroom or within your sphere of influence that you want to share, we want to hear about it. Okay. And so, what we have here is what you get when you post up to 10 times within, and that there there you'll have your bracelet and the stickers that are shown here. After that, the next level up is our 25 community posts. That's going to earn you the pin, and that means that again you're taking that posting to the next level. We have said, and you've seen it in our in some of the information that's online about our ambassador program. We want to create this opportunity for you all to talk to one another and to get into feel as though it becomes really a resource and safe space for that, particularly when it comes to the collaboration aspects that can happen, as well as what contributions that you can make based on again what's being communicated via these posts. Questions or comments before I move further into level three? Okie doke. Level three, you see things get the gifts get a little sweeter, and we get into some really cool. We've got t-shirts, hoodies, and hats, and so that, as you can see, there comes that's with 50 posts, and you share a lesson. So going back to this idea of of contributing to the community, we want to know what is working well in your classroom, particularly that supports our ecosystem. So if there is a lesson plan that you recently used or a teacher used that you work with that you feel like is definitely worth sharing. We want you to be able to put that to post that. We'll have more information about where to put that. But as of now, we have a lesson hub that allows you to upload those lessons onto the community so that we can share them with all. We want to, as teachers, and being in coming from the classroom myself, that's something we do really well is share out some of those best practices and lesson plans that work really well. And I love that as a community, as an educator community, that's something that we do so well because we want to ensure that the results that happen within our classroom become infectious, right? Okay, and then my favorite stuff, Yeti, it takes us to the level four, where that means 75 community posts, and then you've also shared the some two lesson plans at this point. Okay, and so you can see that in within this tiered system, it's very feasible, and it allows you to get up to our kind of our big prize here, level five, where we're able to share with you some of our some of our own ViewSonic items, and you'll see here it's 100 posts, 3 lesson plans, and here we have presenting in one of our webinars. So what's going to happen when we get into the new year is the community, again, as we're growing as a community, we're also going to continue to evolve. And in this evolution process is going to mean we're going to be adding to the resources that are a part of the community. And one of the things that we think is super helpful, my background's in professional development since I left the classroom. And so I know the power of PD. And so what we want to do is we want you guys to be our PD folk, right? We want you to be able to share out with the community, your peers, about some of these, again, best practices that are happening within your district, and share this out within, again, our community space, and be able to impact, what some of the awesome, again, effects that are happening within your district, you'll be able to make impacts, an impact nationally, and then you globally as well, because this is in fact a global forum, but we're going to definitely, you'll see in January, have a more regionalized look and feel, but you'll always have the that that ability to tap in and see what's happening globally as well. Okay, so you see, again, as we go up and level, the gifts get sweeter and and exciting, right? For some, in terms of what you can aspire towards. So I'm going to pause, and I'd love to hear comments, any questions you have, anyone, and please feel free to come off mute. You do not have to put it in chat.
I had a quick question.
Yes.
I'm an instructional technology specialist. So when it comes to lessons, would it be okay if, I know I would gear some of the lessons towards the content, but I guess based on how I do PD when I do meet with a range of teachers, would that be okay as a lesson if I build a lesson out of how to, okay.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. No, I love that, and I want to provide time for you guys to kind of share out what you do, because I want you all to become your own kind of cohort as well. And so you'll find that there's other instructional technology specialists that are a part of this team, or this growing team that we have here. And so that's perfect, Adrienne. That's exactly what we're looking for. It might not be a lesson that you're leading, but it's something that you've helped or you've collaborated upon and helped teachers build, and maybe you've already seen kind of the fruits of your labor, and it worked extremely well, so it's like, I want to share this out. So that's exactly what we want. Perfect. Yep. Anyone else? Clarification, questions, comments? Ruben and I would even love to hear any comments. What do you think? Does it feel like it's feasible? Interested to hear that. Anyone? Okay, my quiet group. Let me have, I would love, oh, Ruben, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I was
Okay.
going to say, I think everyone is just excited to get started.
It's gotta
So
be.
again, this is completely new. It is a program that we just announced, and so it's why we wanted to gather the interest to just share for the folks that are going to be on this path of ambassadorship. And again, we've gamified the experience to just make sure that folks are getting rewarded for the work that they're already doing, right? And so our system, quite honestly, becomes a way for us to just check in and see, hey, the work that you're already doing, why not share within the community platform? Because our community is just going to grow. It's never going to decrease or any of that stuff. And so as you guys share, your voice can get amplified within other members, not just within the US, but because this is a global community, other members can get a chance to see the great work that we're doing here, right, as a whole, as a nation, if you will. And then there was a question that just came up. I just saw right now. Let me see here. Oh, went away. In the chat. It says it'll be nice to start building the community from the ground up. It will take some time to build it, but you have to start somewhere. That's very true. Thank you, Jason. And it does take time. And again, the cool thing about us getting together like this could be a cohort of ambassadors. So if you wanted to do it as a team or with a partner, we didn't exclude that, right? And this is where the innovative practices start to set forth, right? This is, if you will, our first class of ambassadors that I'm seeing here. And then I saw another question I want to be able to answer. It says, will we receive any training through this? So if you're looking for training, a couple of options. We have the PD Digital Certificate Training Program, which I'm happy to put in this chat too, to reference. Now that one is an area that we do recommend so that you get the on-course self-pace, you're navigating, learning more about the software. Now, I don't want, the training to stop your development. So therefore, if you're engaging with some thoughts that you're currently practicing, that contributes towards the community when we talk about these posts, right? Because you're posting your ideas, your best practices, what you've seen that's worked, what doesn't work, or perhaps even it's a post, hey, does anybody know what would be a best practice and you're seeking for help? That right there is stimulating thought. So that actually counts towards the engagement. Looks like there's another question. I hear Dana is the best trainer. Yes. So yes, you reach out to Dana and we want Dana to be exactly, hey, if we have to huddle up and do a mini crash course training, all for it. It's why we didn't, and again, I'm going to be very clear. So our PD certificate program, yes, we've got members in this ambassadorship that hold an expert badge, if you will. And so that gives them other opportunities to train in other school sites. If that is something you want to pursue, by all means, I highly recommend it. Now, do you have to have that in order to become an ambassador? The answer is no. So that's something to make sure that I clearly identify and clear up here. So if you wanted to pursue more training and lessons around, development around MyViewBoard, then I highly recommend to take that path. But it doesn't mean that you have to, oh man, do I sign up to become a trainer now and I'm having to change everything that I currently do in my day-to-day? The answer is no. The whole point of this is to make sure that we capture your thoughts into the community platform. So that way we're showcasing what our teachers, our instructional coaches, our administrators are doing. And and then at the end of the day, we reward you, quite honestly. And this is first iteration of rewards. So please know that we're constantly even taking feedback of, hey, Ruben, it would be great if we had, I don't know, this item or what have you. I take it all in. So it's the best thing I could always do is ask. And the worst case they can say to me is no. So we won't know until we ask them, right? And so this is where I get to share with our leadership to make sure that this is what our community is sharing. And we really need to hear the voices of our members. So, and it looks like somebody else said, thanks. We were given boards recently, but very little training. I'll check them out. Yeah. And here's the thing. See, and I love this, Katie. I love this question because I'm one of those people that likes to see the evolution of something. That even if you were to approach it like, hey, I'm a first-time learner or beginner, and I'm going to show and post my incremental steps of learning the board, that to me is worthwhile watching because believe it or not, you're not alone, right? We all have to start somewhere and we may have the same questions. So I would actually I would read essentially your journey. And if you wanted to title it something creative, by all means. And by the end of it, it is a lesson plan construction. Now, what we're saying about the lesson plans, one other thing to add to a caveat, you're not submitting blindly, okay? So you're not alone in this. So when you're ready to post a lesson plan, this is where I highly recommend to email Tara, right? Can you review it with me? Can we do a huddle session with a small group to make sure that we constructed the lesson plan that's going to be conducive? And here's the why, right? And if we need to have a PD expert we'll have a PD expert alongside. So that way you're not feeling that whatever you're submitting is a blind act of faith of it's going to be received and there, I did it. No, we want this to be a learning growth experience. So I really like what you just said there, Katie. So I would highly read your content for sure. If you're posting, hey, I'm a new person, just received boards, going through the process. Here's what I've learned, and here's the hiccups, and here's what I found very useful. So I'm all for that. And then you also have Dana, by the way.
Thank you, Lance, for that, by the way. I do have a quick suggestion, though. Are we able to put this somewhere up front, but like when people are getting these boards and they're seeing the community first? Because I feel like this is such an afterthought. So when I'm giving my trainings, I'm showing them the knowledge base, I'm showing them the community and the dashboard through the My View Board site. And if they could see this beforehand, I feel like that would be huge as well, because then it's going to say, hey, listen, you're not alone. And maybe there's a thread base for first-time users, or did you just get boards, or just something that they can click on to go through that thought. Because I just feel like this would be great to see ahead of time versus the afterthought.
Yeah, that's so great. I mean, thank you, Dana, for sharing that. 100% with you. Love to even invite you to a focus group when we talk to our engineering team. The truth of the matter is, before even spilling any beans on anything too, because we got to keep you excited about something, right? Is that development is occurring. When it comes to the interface of My View Board, there is a community tile, and we do feel that it gets lost in the shuffle. So how do we front face it? You're absolutely right. We have to find that way to address it, perhaps even before we even land to the tile or the dashboard, excuse me. So more is to come. I will say, just, again, former educator myself too, that taking a look at the other side is that there's always these iterations. So we're going to get there. We may crawl to get there, but we're definitely going to get there to see these iterations come into place. But the answer is, when you're signing up for a software that's completely new, quite honestly, you're signing up for more than just the software. You're signing up to connect with a whole network of people. And so that's where we need to have the community involvement. But 100%, I'm with you. And even going through the notification feature too. How does somebody get notified when a post happens that you've been eager to see if anybody replied to it or responded to it, right? I think even just those little tactics are going to help go a long way. But Dana, this is exactly why we need that kind of feedback. And here's the thing, ambassadors, and I'm already calling you ambassadors here. But,
that's right.
The way I see it is, you're going to see insights that we may not see, that you are going to recommend to us to see how we can make it better, right? Because at the end of the day, it's got to work for you. And if it's not working for you, it probably isn't working for your neighbor. So that's where we want to make sure that we cover the positives, the negatives, and any deltas, right? Any things that we need to change and improve upon. So good, bad, and ugly.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, great input.
Yes, thank you.
And anyone else? Thank you for the chats, by the way.
Anyone else want to share?
What I'm going to tell you right now is to see the webinar topics that everyone, is looking to do or explore.
Yeah.
We started a series of webinars, and we'll continue with My View Board webinars, but love to see what kind of topics that you're all interested, or what your expertise holds, especially for those that are instructional coaches that are teaching adults, day to day. So that's where I'm interested. That's the one I'm eager to learn and sit in and actually see you all in action, quite honestly. So I'm eager about that. And again, if you've got something that you want to test out before posting, this is why you have a support system. Consider us your support group.
Absolutely.
We will read it. We'll give you feedback. And please, the whole point of this is that you feel comfortable enough to go, okay, I feel comfortable to post. This is my reflection that I do at the end of the week. This is my way to check in. And I'm going towards the ambassador road, if you will. So anywho, let's see here. Awesome. Thank you. Awesome. I got the chats. Awesome. And Dana, thank you, honestly. So we'll keep in touch for sure.
Absolutely.
And it might be sooner than you think. Okay. So before this call, I had the call, and it might be like in a week or two. So get ready for a tap of the shoulder to be video conferenced in for that focus group. So stay tuned for more. But yeah, any other questions, feedback, comments?
So question, do we just like go ahead and jump in and get started? Just start posting, start.
Yeah.
Just jump in and dive in. The water's warm.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. And then you let us know too, because here's the thing. I'll be 100% transparent about the whole system. There is no system that counts, oh, here's the number. So for example, if you posted and you know, hey, I did 10 posts today, or I did 10 posts throughout a month, or what have you, let us know, right?
Yeah, please.
Because what we'll do is, it's all honesty policy. We'll reach out to you via email. We'll ask for shipping information and contact number, because that's part of the information we have to fill out, so that we can ship everything to you, right? And the goal is to do it as timely as possible.
Yes.
So that way, you know, you're not waiting X, Y, and Z time frame, and then you're getting that, you know, as swiftly as possible. So it is a matter of that. And you say, hey, Ruben, I did 10 posts. Okay, great. Let's take a look. Awesome. Look at all this engagement, or look at, hey, this is fascinating. Maybe this steers the pot to something else that we want to explore. Again, this is the beauty of having something so new and fresh, that at the end of the day, we get to do this together. And again, you have that support in both Tara and I.
Yes.
Awesome. Looks like we got one more other question here. Thank you for having this meeting. I have a class coming in. Yes, I know. We're
No
pressed for
problem.
time.
I know. And I want to say thank you all. I wanted to be sensitive with time from the beginning, and I apologize we didn't get to do our round robin like I had anticipated, but know that this is the first of many sessions times together where we will work, as Ruben said, and I said it from the beginning, as a cohort. Okay. This community is created for you, by you. Okay, so we really value all of your input. I am going to be sharing out this recording in case you need to circle back and then share it with others. If you know someone in your building, in your district, who you feel like would be another prospective ambassador, please feel free to share it with them. And I will be following up with details about next steps and just reiterating the high points of our time together. Okay.
Oh, good.
Alrighty.
There is one
Yes.
more question that was
Yes,
mentioned.
please.
Looks like Dr. Perez, do we have a timeline to complete the levels? Yes, next week. No.
Perfect.
We're gonna start.
Let me get going.
Yeah,
These will be
exactly.
set up perfectly because I helped that district not long ago, so she's got it
Yes.
all.
I love it.
I
love it.
love Dana.
I love
Yes.
it.
Love
Dana,
it.
that's why you're the best.
There you go.
There it is.
There you
I
go.
love it.
Yes.
We're gonna have a
Love
Dana
that.
Day, I'm telling
But
you.
but
I'm
but
trying to.
I'm Dana's bodyguard as well, so you know.
Okay.
Were
Thank you,
you
Lance.
also here in Houston or no? Lance?
Yes, I was in well, not Houston. I was in Houston too, but where was it? Denver, right, Dana?
Oh, yes, we had an issue with the flight situation back from one of our trainings in California. So
Oh
Lance,
no.
Well,
Aw.
two times now.
oh, yeah, we had a diverted flight the other day. So we just got home yesterday from another training. So
Oh,
this
you're in
is, yeah.
Salinas? You're a part of the
Yes.
Salinas team?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. And Jason
Yeah.
too. I don't know if Jason's still on there.
Oh,
nice.
yeah, I
Jason
think
is
he
here too. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, look at you guys. That's awesome. Love, love, love.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have another training on, I think it's Enrique who's coming out, Enrique
Oh,
Ardan on
Enrique.
Tuesday.
That sounds
Yeah.
great.
Yeah, it's a good group.
Nice. Oh, I love
Awesome.
that. You guys are already well on your way, which is awesome. So okay, so really the what Ruben said regarding that list, that's kind of what that's my action item that I would love is we can start building that list of what you guys feel like would be some good PD topics, because our goal is, as you guys are working towards level 5, being able to create this PD series that is hosted by ambassadors, right? And those ambassadors could in fact also be our PD experts as well. So I would love to hear and to see rather what list is coming together, or what's top of mind for you all around some topics that you feel like the community would really benefit from? Sound good?
That's
Okay,
right.
but
That's right.
I'll get all
Dana
this in
should
an
do a day
email.
one on my view board. That's
Oh, day one. I like that. And you know what? That's actually something that my boss has talked about quite a bit as well. So that sounds good to me. I like that.
So Dana, we're going to keep in touch.
Yes.
See about setting up a webinar and put you in that accelerated track for sure.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the day, the focus piece, I do agree. So we've got one coming up, I think, what is it, November 16th. So be on the
Yes.
lookout. That would be a good one. If you can make it, again, it is, I'll put the invite for you. Hopefully you can make it on that time frame. It'll be from 10 to 2 Pacific Standard, to give us some input and what you think that user journey should look like, and also that interface piece. So we're building it together, quite honestly. So that'd be really cool. Dr. Perez, honestly, to answer your question with all sincerity, you can start as early as today. And if it takes you a year, it takes you a year. If it takes you longer, it takes you longer. The only thing is, it's whatever's active at that time. If something were to change, maybe prizes, things of that nature, that might change. So just be, on the lookout for that. But if there's, hey, I've got a goal, I want to complete this process and head to the next level, by all means, that's what we want to strive. If we put those deadline markers, I don't want to be too strict with all of this
Right.
stuff. So we want to make it as our first trial of
Yeah.
this to be something as, companioning the learning that you're currently doing. And it's just capturing it now. It's just honestly reflecting it. But yeah, that's pretty much what our intention
I
is.
had to do one for this is 90.
Sounds good. I do have one more question. So, like for example, like level 1 has the 10 posts, then
Mhm.
level 2 has 25. So I would have to complete 15 more posts or 25 new posts.
So that's a good question. It would be adding to that. So once you do the 10, it's almost like you're exchanging your, sorry, I'm using Chuck E. Cheese as a reference.
It's not
but I
hard.
get
No,
it.
Hey, that's right.
And that's
Is like you exchange your 10 tickets. Well, you just got your prize. Now you need 25
I'm
more.
gonna put the direction.
Perfect, okay. Sounds perfect. Okay.
Excellent.
Just want to clarify that.
No, that's a good point.
That's good.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
As well goes for the lessons, like one lesson, and then when we complete 2, then in reality we'll have 3, 4, 5. We'll have 6 lessons by the end of the whole program.
Mhm.
Exactly. And
Okay.
again, when we work with this together in conjunction, the piece is, I love doing webinars with folks, because that's where we get a chance to help steer conversation like this, and with your groups and with your school districts. So if there is something that you plan to do at your school district already, and you say, hey, I'm going to do this for this hour, could I host this with my peers? Well, yeah, absolutely. Now, there would be opening for community members. And if it's not just closed for the district, that's something that you would have to decide. But I had somebody ask me that in an earlier call, and I thought, hey, that's very, yeah, that's synergizing at its finest. And so I'm all for that. You know what I mean? So this is where we get to have those conversations. If I put everything in a fine line there, it'd be too much to read. So this is why we rather have you check with us.
Yeah.
And then we'll say, hey, this approves and this equates, because we also want to be cognizant of effort and time, right? So
Yes.
anyways, yeah, that goes without saying though. But excellent. Thank you, Dr. Perez, for the question. And if there's any other questions and you think about it later, feel free to email us. And then we're happy to, again, address and go forward. But that's it for me in terms of announcements. Tara, do you have anything else, or?
I think, I mean, again, wanting to be sensitive for time, are there any other questions or comments you all want to share before we wrap up?
Yep.
Okay.
Sounds
Awesome.
good.
Well, again, thank you all so much. I will, like I said, you'll all get another email with me. You'll have this recording And then there'll also be any next steps around not necessarily an info session, but if you're on board and you're kind of ready to definitely dive in and commit, what we're going to start doing is some ambassador cohort meetings. I'd like for us to kind of get together on a regular basis to really just kind of check on progress. Where are we all at? And just get a good pulse on how's it going in terms of the journey. But I love that idea, particularly for you guys who are new with boards like Katie, allowing the post to serve as kind of your journal, if you will, of what your journey has been like. I think that's super powerful, because as you well know, we've got so many community members who are in the same place. And so again, in the whole notion of community, really being here to support one another in the journey, in the process.
Right on.
All right, well, awesome. Again, I don't want to belabor anything. If we're all good, I'm good, and we'll go ahead and be done. Okay.
Excellent. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
All right. Thank you all. See you soon.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hey, everyone.
Bye.
Studies
Bye.
have shown